As soon as it's live, I'm going to just greet and get it started, okay? As soon as it's live, I'm going to just greet and get it started, okay? Hi, good evening all. This is Dr. Jyoti Phara. It's Saturday. Once again, time for our live session. We welcome all the participants on Zoom. Greet and get it started, okay? We welcome all the participants. Dr. Jyoti Phara. It's Saturday. Once again, time for our live session. We welcome all the participants on Zoom. So as usual, our session format would be, we would have the guest speaker who's going to take the session, and then probably last 10-15 minutes would be the question and answer session where you can interact. Those who are on Zoom can go ahead, unmute yourself and come on camera and ask questions, or you can put it up in chat. And we are going to even take the questions from YouTube live as well. So this session, as I always say on every Saturday, this is specifically for youth empowerment, where the youth who have just stepped out of college, who are looking out for jobs and who are trying to give interviews and who are job hunting. These sessions would be really helpful for them. Apart from that, those who have just joined jobs or are into career start and want to know some tips and tricks to enhance a career or move up the ladder quickly, you can also be here. So I welcome Sharon. Sharon, good evening, and good evening all the participants. So today's session is Beyond the Basics, Winning Every Interview Format. So when we are saying every interview, it means there are various formats of interviews, and every interview would require a different kind of preparation. So here we are going to discuss few of them as per our time schedule, whatever possible we would be discussing. So I welcome Sharon. Please go ahead with your session. And this would be interactive session. Please do remember, keep your questions for end of the session.
Thank you, Jyoti. Good evening, everyone. I know you guys are very eager for this session as we are going to specifically work on the answers. How are you going to give the answers to the questions the interviewers ask you? So what are we going to give here is we're going to unlock your confidence and give you great clarity in your job interviews, where with this proven, techniques, you'll be able to answer better and get your jobs. So the first question of the day is, tell me about yourself. The most famous question. So how are we going to tackle this one? So we are going to use the framework I am. How are we going to do this is your introduction has to be very clear and it has to be very strong. That means you have to be comfortable with your name, with your brief background, who you are, what is your current role or status. And then we move into our academic details or our work highlights, if you have a work experience. Here we'll showcase our relevant education details, our key skills, and if we have experience, then we will show the significant work experience that we are having. And the next one is your motivation. That is, why do you want to get into this job? Why are you looking for this job? What are you going to offer to the company and what are your future goals? If you have these things clear and you start writing them down one by one, I think you can nail the first part of your interview. Most of the times people fumble, when they listen to someone else's introduction, they tend to change on the spot. That is the first mistake people do. So we are supposed to avoid those things. You prepare your concept, you prepare your introduction in such a way that people should listen to you. the basic, simple, easy details about you. How do you want to give your name? You can give your first name or you can give your first and last name. It's completely your choice. Don't change it on the interview day or while the interview is going on. Don't change it. See, my name is Sharon Jane. So I will introduce myself either as Sharon or Sharon Jane. Whichever I am comfortable, I have to use that. Similarly, you have to choose an introduction which you are comfortable. And when it comes to education, people get confused. Should I use my college name? Should I use my university? What am I supposed to say? So, when you are talking about yourself, your background has to be very clear. I've done my MA in psychology. I've also done my MA in English literature. So, I've got two masters. So, how am I going to say that? Good morning, everyone. I am Sharon Jane Nicodemus. I have a dual master's in psychology and English literature. So it gives a clarity to people. If the first half itself, you're scared, you fumble, it shows that you're not confident. It shows that you're not prepared. It shows that you do not have clarity. So we have to avoid all those things. And next, why am I applying for this job? What is it in for me? If I get into your company, that also you have to mention. If you do these things, you will stand out from the crowd. Mostly everyone who comes there, they just go blah, blah, blah. My name is so and so, I've done so and so, about my parents, about my hobby. You go on. But where is the interest factor? Where are you stressing? What are you saying that you stand out? These are the things that you have to work on. You have to have your own USP. That's why this framework, I am, is unique. Reason being, each one has got a unique character or a quality. You try to bring it out in the first two lines that you speak. What say, Jyoti? Am I saying correct according to your HR experience? Will this technique work?
Yes, definitely. You have been very clear as to how they have to introduce and even including the name you have been identifying. So, see, as always, we say a little preparation. I mean, telling my name is an easy thing. I know my name very well, but then how am I going to really talk about it in an interview matters. So, a little bit of preparation, as we spoke in the last session as well, stand in front of the mirror and speak it to yourself. See how it is sounding to you. How are your facial expressions? So all this matters, and this needs not much of a training or a practice. It's just a couple of minutes of practice, maybe 2 or 3 days, so that you get it right.
Very true. Rightly said. So, introduction plays a very important role. Your name, your current status. Then comes your academics. Whatever degree you have done, your engineering, your graduate, be very clear of what you're doing and then talk about your key skills. You know, Here, if we look at an example, I am Alex, a recent BBA graduate with experience in digital marketing projects. We all, during our college days, might have joined a company for internship. Why not put it here? Why not show a different side of yours? It makes it very valid. Everyone thinks that, an experienced person has got a lot to talk. Why can't a fresher talk about their internship? You never talk. I have never seen any fresher use their internship. We all have project works, right? In our final years, we all have to do a project where we are working on something which we submit to the college. So we are supposed to work on all these things. Why can't we include that in our introduction? Why shouldn't we be the same? Why can't we just go out of the box and show the interviewer how focused I am? See, I am in this field, so I got the relevant internship also, which shows that I have worked under someone and I know the process. I know that I can fit into a company like this. It shows your seriousness. It shows your goal. It shows you are very clear. So these are the things that I would love you guys to start trying it on. Just have 3 lines, 3 lines of your the introduction part, and you're good to go. And you will see a lot of change in you. It shows confidence. The moment when say I am so and so, directly your voice is raised up. It shows you're a confident person. So choose your words accordingly so that it shows you are a confident person. So today is the day that you guys have to get into the framework of using I am for telling something about yourself. I hope this section should clear it for you. Yeah, Jyoti. You're on mute. Yeah,
Yeah. The I am framework
yeah.
is a real wonderful framework. And when you associate this framework with internship, as you were saying, is works miracles. Because see, internship is a time where you are working with an employer doing your project for a short term, maybe 3 months or maybe 1 month or 6 months. But that's a time where you're going to analyze yourself as how good are you as a culture fit, how good are you with your aptitude, with your communication skills, with your interpersonal skills, with your peer relations, as well as your knowledge about the subject. I mean, how good are you able to use what you have learned in your academics? So, getting the internship into your I am framework is really going to enhance what you're going to talk. Now, the as Sharon was saying, that most of the freshers think I don't have much to talk. But then here comes the life skill of self awareness, where if you know yourself, you have a lot to talk about yourself, and that too in a work culture where through internship you're going to gain that knowledge. That's where you can highlight yourself, saying how good are you as a team player, how good are you as a team leader, how good are you as an initiation taking person in the team, and how are you holding up with the responsibilities, how did you do all this in your internship. Really gives you the answer for I am framework. And the I am framework is going to be strong enough to give that impression to an interviewer.
Yes, very true. Because if I recollect during my time, we never had this. We did not have internship or anything of this sort, but nowadays you do have internships. So that's an advantage. I would say that you have to use it correctly. Don't think that I'm just a fresher and I do not have any constructive thing to talk about. No, you have got a lot of skills that you can show. It's only that you were not aware of it. And today, I know that most of you know, okay, I've got so many things I can do the changes, I can do the adaptation and start working on. So I hope that we have cleared this section for you. This question now gets cleared. Now, the second most dreadful question is, what are your strengths? Yeah, Jyoti.
Oh, I wanted to let you know the I am abbreviation that can be easily, sticking onto your minds. I is an introduction where you might want to just to say your name, background, and education. And this need not be like the boredom as you were talking. My name is Jyoti, and I've done masters in so and so. It can't be that, you don't have to really make it that boring. Probably it could be the other way around. I am Jyoti, a recent graduate in computer science with passion for problem solving and software development. See, this I is going to really you're going to nail it, and this is going to have a pretty good impression. And the M, I will give you three M's that stand for there. One is the M stands for motivation. What motivates you to go for that interview, for that company, for that job role? And the major skills. What are the skills that you're carrying in relevance to the company? And what is a match to the job role that you have applied? The skills which are matched to your to the job role. So it's simple. I, a good introduction, and then M stands for motivation, major skills, and match for the job role. That's it. Pretty simple.
Yeah, nicely said. Okay, now we move on to our next dreaded question. What are your strengths? Now, this is something you really have to work on. I have seen a lot of youngsters not working on this question. You just randomly pick words which don't define you as a person. Now, when a company is asking you what are your strengths, they're expecting that you have some capabilities to get into the job role. Don't give that common answer. I am hardworking, I am loyal, I am punctual. Were you put in a hardworking situation that you can use that word? Were you loyal to a company for how many years that you can say, I am a loyal person? Were you so punctual that you have given your projects on time? So these are three words a fresher should avoid using. Just because the whole tribe is using it, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to use the same thing. You stand out, you find. See, if I'm into digital marketing, do you think if I use these words, would that define my capabilities in that thing? No. If I have done nutrition or if I have done business management, do you think these words would fit into that role? It wouldn't. We don't give time. We just go with the flow. We just say what others are telling. So I want you guys to stop doing that. The next approach that we are going to do is called as the STAR approach. Now, S stands for your strength. Find two core strengths that would align with your job requirement. And then you match it up with the T, that is the task. That means what core strengths you have chosen, you have to describe how you used it in a particular situation. How can you utilize it as your strength? And then you show the detailed action steps that you have taken to control that situation. And in the end, what is the result? What was the possible or positive outcome, or what was the benefit of your action? If you think in this way, you can easily give this answer. For example, my strength is teamwork. For my final year project, I coordinated with 5 members, divided roles efficiently, and we delivered the project 2 weeks ahead of the schedule. Now, when I say this, will the interviewer not get impressed by your answer? Will you not think that, oh, this person is very prepared? This person knows the job. This person knows about time management. This person knows the importance of delivering a project on time, and working in a team with different mentalities, with different, situations, how you cope and how you work. These are something that you have to talk to the interviewer. Now, this is where you can take over the interview. This is where you can make the interviewer like you, select you for that job. This is your opportunity, guys. This question is your go-to question, where if you work on this, the interviewer would know everything about you in just in a nutshell. You don't have to give pages of answer. You don't have to explain a lot. It's just 3 or 4 lines and you're done. It shows clarity. It shows confidence. How you started. Tell me about yourself. That same confidence continues to the next question. That is, what are your strengths? If I'm very clear and give one example and show all my abilities here, why will he not select me? The main problem is we don't go for an interview to get selected. We go to the interview by just if I get selected, or we dream that, okay, today, if luck permits, I should get this job. No. If you prepare these questions in this pattern, you will land into your dream job. You will be able to show what your capabilities are. You are in control, not the interviewer. You will be in control of the interview when you give this answer. You're making the interviewer's job very easy to select you because you're giving everything what he's asking for. If we are so prepared, I don't think there's any uh, reason why he will not select you. Jyoti, what do you say about this?
Yes, the star approach, I think we have done that in our first session as well, and we have a real descriptive information in that session. And definitely, yes, this looks similar to the SWOT analysis of an individual. But then, yes, just using the same analysis method to your interview, uh, there's no saying no, you will crack it.
Yes. So this is the easiest way to answer this question. Now, when we move on to the next one, you know, your weakness. The
Sharon, probably
moment,
you want to take the presentation into slideshow mode so that it'll come
yeah,
full screen.
okay,
Yes, that's good.
great. So now this question, oh my goodness, people do a lot of mistakes in this. I mean, blunders. People just go, into a very wrong mode. When someone asks you your weakness, you're not a superhuman being saying that I do not have any weakness. Either you should be a robot or a superhuman being with some superpowers that you do not have a weakness. We all have weakness, but how we overcome that, it shows my loyalty, my genuineness over there. If I fake my answer to this question, whatever I have built up, everything looks fake. Everything looks bad. So you should not do that. Give a genuine area of improvement. Show them how you have worked on it. I was able to identify my mistake, or I wouldn't say a mistake. I was able to identify the weakness and I started working towards growth. That is the key thing. And for this, we are going to use the gap strategy. Now, over here, G stands for genuineness. Share an authentic weakness, avoiding your cliches. Like, Until and unless we get into a job, we truly do not know what time management is. If I say in Hyderabadi style, 5 minutes, मतलब 1 घंटा, okay? 2 मिनट, मतलब पता नहीं तुम कब आओगे. It's like that. It's a Hyderabadi culture. So we need to avoid those things. Until and unless we get into a job, we might not know, okay, we have a login time, a logout time, we have schedules for our projects, everything. But when we are in college, we do not have so much of importance on that. We just have a blind eye, or it becomes a blind area. We say that we are very punctual, but when we look at all, the things that we do, we are not good at managing time. So, how do we work on? How many people here study at the last minute of the exams? That is the best example I can give for time management, for planning, because we have got a whole year to study, but the last 2 months is where, or 1 month, or some people just surprise me. Just 1 week before the exam, they open their books. So these are the things that we need to avoid. Give a genuine reason. And A stands for action. What are the specific steps you have taken to improve your weakness and moving it into your strength section? And then you have to show the result. That is the progress. P stands for progress. Explain the positive results that came out of here. Now, whatever efforts you have put in, it has to be fruitful. It has to give a result. Example, I used to struggle with time management, but I've implemented planners and reminders, which has significantly boosted my productivity. So these show that I do have a weakness, but I've worked on it and I've overcome it, or I'm still working on that process. If you are a genuine person and giving a genuine answer like this, why will they not take you? Some people give your weakness, I sleep a lot, is one thing I heard quite frequently. Second is they connected to food. I love eating food. I can't resist myself. That is the most common thing that I have heard when it comes to weakness. Jyoti, what are some weaknesses that you have heard during interviews? These are what I heard.
Oh, I have uh, a real exceptional, real wonderful experience in the aspect of weakness.
Mhm.
Smart and I should say smart and apt candidates, they tell they are nervous. They get nervous talking to new person. Can you imagine that
Yeah.
as a weakness? And then some of them have mostly most of them would use weakness to be you know the marks that they scored or the percentages that they have and the home situations. They try to give a lot of personal reasons rather than the personality that they carry or the um, something that is associated individualistically to them. They are never they
Yes.
don't really focus on it. They usually tell the weaknesses to be, I come from a poor background, I'd be the first person to get a job, I would be the one to support the family, and my father worked very hard to get me to this graduation. So such kind of things. I would not say that that's going to have less emphasis, but then when we talk about weaknesses, it is important that we relate it personally to us, to let the employer know what really is your weakness, so that you would be getting an opportunity. Even if you're as it is, if you're being very genuine with your weakness, say you are a slow learner, even if you're going to say that I am a slow learner, but once I learn it, I nail it, I would be an expert in it. You can show your weakness also to be your strength. You should know how to do that. So if you're saying, I'm a slow learner, but I learn it with intensity, with passion, and once I learn it, I am the expert of it, nobody wants to let you go. You might be a slow learner, they'll give you time, because everybody needs time to learn a new thing. And that time varies from individual to individual. So something genuine like that is really going to help you get the attention of the interviewer, and that's going to really be genuine sounding. So if you are a fast learner, and that doesn't fall under weakness, but then if you're a fast learner, there should be something else that you're putting it aside. So you should be able to correlate it. Say you're a fast learner, but what you do is you leave all the other responsibilities aside so that you learn this one new concept. So that itself is going to be advantageous as well as disadvantages, but the employer would definitely know how to use your weakness to the best of your job role.
Well, rightly said. We have come across so many people who start up with good clarity, good confidence. But when they come to this question, the whole thing changes. The complete scenario, what you have built up about you, completely changes when you do not know where or how to put your right answer there. Being genuine for this is very, very important. Being true to what you're going to give the answer to the interviewer is very, very important. So, this question should show your consistency. Question number one, tell me about yourself. Question number two, what are your strengths? You've built yourself till here. But when it comes to question number three, describe your weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? Now, here, if I fumble, here, if I show that I'm not prepared, here, if I show that I don't know what my weaknesses are, whatever I've built so far, it'll just fall flat. So this is something that you're not supposed to do. Genuinely give them one weakness which is related to you, not to anyone else, not to your parents or anyone, your situations. No, I am here to hire you. So I want to know more about you, not your family or anything else, no situation. I want to see how you will be able to perform in a pressurized situation. For that is why we ask you this question, saying, what are your weaknesses? I am putting pressure on you to give me a genuine answer. This is a pressure question, and if you can convince the interviewer with your genuine answer, there is no stopping. Then you're just few more questions away to get your job. So hope this strategy should give you clarity as to how genuine answers help you. Now, our next most important question is, why should we hire you? And 99% of the times, I have seen people who don't even do research about the company they're going to. They don't know what process they're getting into. They don't know what the role of the company is. They don't know what role they are going in for that company. So this is something which you're not supposed to do it. You are supposed to learn what this company is and what role you're going to play in this. Why should the company hire you? Why should it train you, give you a job, give you a salary? Why? You have to come up with a reliable answer over here. Now, over here, we are going to use FIT principle. Now, F stands for fit. That means you have to demonstrate that your skills and your experience perfectly match your job requirements, your company's culture. You must fit into that. Okay, I can give you a simple example. You have to work for an international company, so the time zones would change. It would not be Indianized time. I cannot go and tell him that, I sleep very early. When your shift starts late in the night, you cannot go and say that I sleep very early. That shows that you're not prepared. You don't even know what the process is. You don't even know what your role is. So you are not supposed to do that. The second one is impact. When a company hires you, what are you going to give to that company? Fine, the company is going to pay you. The company is going to help you grow. The company is going to help you learn. The company is going to invest a lot on you. But for the company, what are you going to do? Now, I have seen a lot of youngsters joining companies just to buy a mobile phone or their laptop or go for a vacation. I mean, are these reasons for someone to get into a job? And they have this, audacity to go and tell them that I am coming here to work for so and so period. So you have to be very, very different. Sound valuable. What are you going to bring to the team? What are your goals? How are you going to support the company? Some people just come for years together, they're in the same role. There's no impact, there's no change in your growth curve or anything. You just come, sit, work, take your salary, and move out. Is that it? Most of the youngsters do not have a plan or a goal. Once I get into a job, what is my next role? Do you even ask the interviewer what is your next role? In how many months you would get promoted, or in how many years you will get promoted? No one is bothered. But if you are a person with different strategy, please be very impactful about this question. How will I leave my impact? What are the skills or what are the resources that I can give to my company through my skills and my ability is what they want. And the last one, most important one, trust. How can the company trust you? How will you show that you are a reliable person, you are dedicated towards your job, you will be able to take ownership of all the responsibilities given to you? These are the things that you have to show: your reliability, your dedication, your ability to own that job and start improvising on that job. So, this fit principle should show your passion for that job. It should show your reliability and credibility for that job. Then they will be able to give you that job. Simple answer here is my communication and problem solving skills make me a great fit for this role. I'll bring fresh ideas, dedication, and you can trust me to take ownership of my work to drive impactful results, which you can, you know, even add on during my college days when I've done my internship or I've done a project work. I was very dedicated to that company. That example, you can add it here and, you can actually give an impactful answer. Now, why should we hire you? It's a very simple question. But if you show your credibility there, you get the job. You really get the job. So, what are your opinions, Jyoti, about this question?
Yeah, I think that's a rightful thought process. As you said, what are you going to bring to the table? See, when a company is hiring you, most of us don't even know. I'd be talking from the company perspective. As a company, it would be investing in you time, money, and manpower as well. They are going to teach you, they're going to train you, they're going to make sure that you're going to learn and upgrade yourself, definitely for the growth on the job, as well as to complete their projects according to the deadlines and to meet up and to generate high revenues of the company. But then they have to they have to invest on an individual, and that individual has to be trustworthy. Trust definitely matters there, and impactful. Most of the time what happens is they get trained, they learn a lot, but they're not ready to use it, they're not ready to share it, they're not ready to teach it to their team members. So that's not what a company really wants from an individual. And when we come to the giving aspect, here I would like to really highlight, we as a human beings are like a bank. You can't always be taking, you have to be giving as well. It applies to every aspect of our life. So there should be both ways transaction. There would be a deposit and you would use that money. So it is similar way. You have been educated for a certain number of years, 20 plus years. You have been into academics, you have studied, you have been educated, and you learned many skills. You have skill and talent. So that's what you're going to bring to the table. But then your personality matters there. Are you a person who is willing to help others? Are you a person who is willing to learn new things? Here, the one word that I would like to use is adaptability. Are you adaptable? That's what matters. Are you adaptable, flexible, and above all, your interest matters. Are you ready to learn something? So do not forget to be a student once you're out of your college or university. You're a student for lifetime. That's when you're going to grow in your life, and that there you'll land up in success in every project that you're taking up, every work that you are assigned with, every task. If you want to be successful, be open-minded and keep learning.
Rightly said. You would be a lifelong learner, and your dedication is for your own growth. If you start growing, if you start adapting and changing, so does the company. The company will also support you in this. The company will also grow with you. How you're growing, the company grows with you. Now, the final question is, when we practice all these things, the last question is, where do you, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? That's the final question. And that shows your futuristic, or how ambitious you are, how go-getter you are, as a person. That answer shows. If I worked on my 1, 2, 3, 4 questions, I should be able to answer the fifth question very easily. Because if I sum up everything, it will definitely give me a career goal. 5 years from now, where do I see myself? I see myself in the next growth level. And I would put my best ability, my knowledge, my skill into work to achieve that task. I have seen people give random answers. Okay. They don't even know who's sitting in the opposite chair. I want to be in your position after 5 years. You don't even know the company growth ladder. You don't know how the company grows. And you don't know how much effort that friend person might have put in to sit in that position. So don't just give a lame answer and come out saying, I want to be in your position. No, you show your ability, and according to your ability, what is the growth ladder that is suitable for me? In the next 5 years, I am going to get into that. Genuinely end your interview with a genuine, clear, confident answer. So what if you do not know the growth pattern? You can anyways ask them. But you can include that in your answer also. I am not aware of your growth pattern, but whatever it is, the nearest one, I would like to achieve it in the next 5 years. Is that not a clear goal? Is that not a thing which is very definite? You have to be very clear and very, uh, you know, determined person to give that answer. End it in a very positive note. That shows that you know how prepared you were, how calculative you were, how ambitious you are to get into your dream job. So this is the max that we could help you with, because these are the most common questions that people fumble, that people do not prepare well, or people do not give a lot of leverage to these questions. They think these are very easy questions. When it comes to subject matter, I would be able to, concentrate more on that and less on these questions. But sorry to say, you have to equally balance both. If you are from a programming field, if you are from an engineering field, how your subject is important, so are these questions. Your behavior also plays a very important role. So when you club both of them, then only you will become complete. Then only the interview will be complete. So you have to balance both the questions. Subject matter, anyhow, I know that you are going to really work on it. But when you work on these 5 basic questions, I think you sum up the whole thing and give a defined you to the interviewer. That would help you to showcase what you are as a person. And everything will be confident, clear, genuine, supportive answer. Hope we cleared all your, assumptions or your confusions today. And if you have any questions, you can ask us now.
So if we are done with the presentation, probably we both can come onto the screen.
Yes. Okay.
Let me see if we have any questions from the Zoom or from YouTube. So
Okay.
I would love to add to the very important and crucial question of the interview, that is, how do you see or where do you see yourself in next 5 years? Most of the time what happens and what goes wrong here in interviews on this question. See, the simple formula for this would be show commitment to growing with the company. If you're going to talk about just your personal growth, you would be giving it there is a side effect of it where it might indirectly say that you're going to quit the company very soon. Okay. So that's the reason you have to show commitment of growing along with the company, and definitely mention the leadership and impactful goals that you have on your mind. But don't sound so ambitious that you're going to quit every 3 months or every 6 months. It shouldn't be sounding like that. And highlight the skill that you want to develop. That shows that you do have a weakness or you want to learn something new. And definitely keep it realistic and keep it aligned to the job role that you're applying. So here, for a fresher, I would love to give a sample answer. You can just, because it's an entry level role, for a question like, what do you see yourself in next 5 years? A simple answer would be, in the next 5 years, I see myself growing into a well-rounded professional, because you are just starting. Okay. And gaining expertise in the field whichever you're applying for, or the job role that you're applying for, and contributing meaningfully to the organization's success. And as well, you can add, I would like to take on more responsibilities, because 5 years is a long time. And this sounds practical. You can't be where you started. You have to let them know that you're open to take up new responsibilities, mentor juniors, and eventually step into a leadership role. Probably if you don't know the company hierarchy, and you don't know what are the next levels or what are the next job titles in the company. So if you don't know the company hierarchy and the company ladder, this would be as simple as an answer saying that eventually I step into a leadership role, because you are ready to take more responsibilities and you're open to mentor juniors and you're ambitious as well. This answer would be quite an apt answer for a question like, where do you see yourself in next 3 years or 5 years? That's going to really, gonna make things happen for you. That much I can say. But don't be over ambitious, saying that if the company doesn't give a growth perspective for me, I would be quitting, or I would be looking at. If you're going for say a mid-level company and then you take a big MNC corporate company saying that next 5 years I see myself in and that company, because that company has been my dream company, then why would anybody hire? So keeping this in mind and whatever we have discussed today, the best that we could do today in this session has been given to you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, comment on the YouTube video. You can as well let us know if you want us to bring these same sessions in Telugu or any other regional language. We understand the purpose of doing these sessions in English is because we are preparing you to the next level. We want you to get into MNC corporates and global companies. So we're looking at that point. But then if you are a starter and you're from a remote village, we definitely would love to enable you to step into the next level. So if you want us to come up in any regional languages, do comment so that we can make things happen for you. And
Yes.
as well, I would like to add a point here. Virtual Global has taken up a millets training program, which is going to be organized in CFTRI Hapshiguda. This is a batch of 20 people only. This is for a 4 days training program, which is from morning 9:30 to evening 5:30, where we're looking at home entrepreneurs, or students or chefs, or somebody who wants to start their own business can enroll for this program. And as well, the program would be consisting of, it includes the 4 days training kit, 4 days training kit that consists of all the millets that you might need for the program. And tea, snacks, and lunch are included in the fees. For non-locals, we can assist you in finding a boarding and a lodging, accommodation and everything can be supported. For more details, feel free to text us or message us on this video, or reach us out on our contact numbers, which would be displayed in the description. So this is going to happen in September, but the registrations are going to be closed by September 5th. So that's a deadline, and only 20 seats are available in this. You would be getting a central government certification after completion of this workshop. So once again, that's just a reminder who might be interested to learn something new or want to have a healthy food healthy food cooking, or want to start a small business at home. And as well, I thank Sharon once again for coming over and giving her valuable insights onto these sessions that we are, conducting. So Sharon, in every meeting we are introducing her. So I don't think we need her introduction every time. But then, yes, if any of you are in need of her services, the number is on the screen. You can reach her out at 770-2458-277 for individual one-on-one coaching or any group consultations. She's open and available to take workshops in schools, colleges, and for groups of people as well. So feel free to talk to her, get to know, and she tailor makes the programs. So based on your requirement and need of your organization, the programs are done for you. So I would encourage everybody who's looking at enhancing their teams or upscaling their teams and training them in aspects of communication skills or language skills or goal setting or teamwork, which most of the corporates usually do. I would highly recommend Sharon Jane's services.
you.
With that note, I think we would be closing the session today. I hope the session has been helpful. Do pour in your ideas and suggestions. You can let us know if you're looking for any specific session for your knowledge or enhancement. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you. Thank you.